The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Monday, February 15th. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Tony Sanfilippo. Tony, how you doing on this Monday, President's Day morning?
Doing well. Had a great day off yesterday. Very relaxing, as it is flipping cold. Now, I can't say it's as cold as, let's say, where my buddy Mike and Lacey are, or I should say my buddies. It's like negative 24 degrees in Kearney, Nebraska, where my sister is up in Wyoming. It's negative, I think, 20 degrees. And it's a warm, lovely negative 8 degrees currently here in Fort Collins, Colorado. So loving this cold stuff, and I apologize to the fans on Friday. Didn't set the right alarm and totally slept through the one little one that went off, thinking, yeah, one alarm should be plenty. This is why I usually set 4 to 5 alarms. But, I tried rolling with one on Friday, and it did not work well for me.
That's all right. That's all right. Every once in a while, you just need that extra time to sleep in. You hit the snooze button. It happens. We won't hold it against you.
All right. Yeah. So you guys got a best of Friday, but we're live. President's Day.
Yeah.
It's February, what day is it?
It's the 15th.
15th? My notes are still from the 12th from Friday, so I have to change them so I don't read them like Ron Burgundy. So.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, it's February 15th.
Folks, let's go ahead and kick off the show the way we do each and every day with a question for my co-host, Tony. Aside from freezing to death, because that is certainly possible, what would be the worst way to die?
Drowning.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Any thoughts behind why that would be the worst compared to being burned alive or whatever?
I think it's just because that's always a fear of mine is drowning. I think that one's a scary one. But getting burned alive, that sure as hell wouldn't feel good now, would it?
No.
That'd actually be quite a painful way. Like, if you're gonna go, I guess the best way is to hopefully be quick and just pain-free. You don't want to feel nothing, I would imagine. Yeah,
you would hope that it would be just quick and easy. Now, along the lines of drowning, I always thought that this would be one stage worse, quicksand. Because then you're drowning, but it's not water entering your lungs. It's wet sand, and it's gravelly, and I think that would be even worse.
Okay, that one ups. I never thought like that, but yeah, that's woof.
But
I'm curious to see where this whole thing is leading to, and it's not Mr. Uncle Phil Skeleton.
No.
Yeah.
But to be fair, you don't have to worry about quicksand unless you're in like a Scooby-Doo cartoon. So,
like Scoob, like we gotta avoid the quicksand.
Well, while quicksand is unlikely, this one is far more likely and very sad. But a poultry factory worker was killed after she was sucked into a giant meat grinding machine in a horrific accident in Russia. Oh, yeah. The woman was pulled into the mincer after her hand got trapped in machinery while she was moving chicken carcasses from one conveyor to another. Distressing security footage from the factory in Belasovo showed the moment she was sucked into the machine. The employee died on the spot, said Russia's investigative committee. It's difficult to imagine what she experienced before she died, said a local report in Belasovo, Kaluga region. Employees of the plant who came running for her screams could no longer help her. The case came to light as officials released findings of an investigation which found a slew of safety breaches due to negligence. There were no protective shields on the machine, and there was free access to its rotating mechanism, said the committee. Legal action is expected against the poultry farm and an organization responsible for providing workers for the plant. Goes to show, if you're working in a factory, you still have to be attentive. You still have to understand what's happening with the machinery around you, because one little slip like that can pull you into the machine and just wreak havoc.
That one's just brutal.
Yeah. Boy, the ways we like to get things going.
Yeah, what a
during
way
the
to
week.
kick off. We try to end you on a happy note on Fridays with good news, and then we just like to shit all over your morning on a Monday. Just like that, just right out the gate.
Welcome to the week. Well, speaking of the beginning of the week, we've got a wonderful show lined up for you guys today, folks. Let's talk about today's show, shall we?
Briefly, I hate Mondays. Hate them. Therefore, I decree from this day forward, there will be no more Mondays.
Yeah, that would be nice. No more Mondays. But it is a holiday, so it doesn't really count as a Monday for a lot of people. With that being said, as we do on Mondays, we've got Silly Rabbit. This bit is for kids. We have a segment called More Disney Facts. Our call-in topic.
I like that one.
Oh, I do too. Our call-in topic today is your morning routine. How do you get up out of bed in the morning? What do you do to get yourself ready?
That should be a fun one.
Moving forward, we've got, well, that was random. We close out the day with This Day in History, and up next, Tony is here with the entertainment news. Folks, do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan. We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
The most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break. at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at fenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at fenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Monday, February 15th. Now, we have a little thing called the Fenix Line. It is our 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys the opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever. Maybe you were sucked into some factory equipment. Well, we want to know about it. Give us a call at 855-FENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDO or 855-336-4973. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Now it is the second segment of this show, and that means Tony is here with the entertainment news.
Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, February 15th, and here's your Filippo Fast 5. I was like, okay, maybe it's a delayed one. Hustler magazine founder Larry Flint passed away on Friday at age 78. The Dirty Birdie was 78. I thought of that at the last minute. I should have put that in. True Lies reboot pilot ordered at CBS. You gotta jump! Come on, Dana! Get on! Get on board with the reboot! Chappelle's Show is back on Netflix after Dave Chappelle resolved his dispute with the streamer. He is now getting paid for his show, so now you can support him by watching his Chappelle shows, because now he finally gets paid, because he signed a really bad deal originally with that. Peacemaker TV series is set for release in January 2022. That's John Cena's character in the new James Gunn Suicide Squad. Jack Black joins Borderlands movie as Claptrap. I don't know. I never played Borderlands, but Jack Black being in it can only make your movie that much better.
I guess it's a robot of some sort. That's all I know.
Well, with him being behind the voice of it, that should make it that much more entertaining, I would imagine.
Right.
But, yeah, so the box office is still a thing. Have you seen a movie this weekend? Yes to the movies?
Nope. Not at all.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that's gone to a movie in a while. I don't think that they really are open here in Fort Collins, because I never see anyone there. But then again, what the hell is playing? Well, since the problem, but we have a new #1 movie this weekend. Any guesses what the new #1 movie is?
It's not The Little Things. That's the last two. Boy, I don't even know what came. Oh, Willy's Wonderland.
Okay. It's Bad Grandpa.
Oh, is it really?
No, I'm just...
Oh, I was going to say, what?
Just kidding. But it is something else. The Croods, A New Age, is #1.
Interesting.
It came out all the way in November.
All right.
But, yeah, that's kind of random. I put that in reader view, and then it blocks out my entire box office report. So, yeah, The Croods came in. It brought in $2.4 million, bringing its grand total at the box office to $48.3. Judas... not the Fozzy song, and the Black Messiah started, and that brought in $2 million. The Little Thing slipped to #3. It also brought in $2 million, so I guess it kind of tied for #2.
Okay.
If it brought in exactly $2 million is Judas, bringing its total to 10.2. The Marksman, aka Taken 9, with Liam Neeson, brought in 1.1 to bring its total to 10.4. Wonder Woman 84, still swinging that golden lasso, brought in 1.1, bringing its total to 41.8 million. Still ain't enough to catch the Croods. A movie called Land, okay. 0.94, that's a new movie. Monster Hunter brought in 0.65, bringing its total to 12.6. News of the World brought in 0.385, bringing its total to 11.3. Promising Young Woman, it brought in 0.182, bringing its total to 4.92. And lastly, rounding out the decrepit, sad, pathetic box office report, The War with Grandpa, still kicking, 0.18, bringing its total to 20 million. That's your box office report for this weekend. It's just, when things start to feel a little bit normal, like at work, this past weekend, we had abundance amounts of Clorox wipes, toilet paper. We had variety, man. We had 2 different Charmins.
What?
KS paper. Yeah, dude. We had Ultra Soft and Ultra Strong. We had bamboo paper or toilet paper. We had Bounty. And what I'm saying is, I was like, for the first time during this whole pandemic, I was like, this kind of feels like normal. And it was crazy busy. The only thing different was people wearing masks, and it was a crazy weekend at the old Costco. But I want to start talking about the box office report in that regards. Like, oh man, this movie came out, and this movie did good, and I don't have to mention The War with Grandpa anymore.
That would be nice, right?
That's what I'm looking for. Just a little livelihood in there. But
we'll get there.
Nonetheless, that's where we're at this week. It still hasn't changed. It's still about the same. But you know what did come out this weekend, which is pretty exciting? Kristian and I get very excited when they have new trailers, and and we know movies got pushed back, so you're not going to see a whole lot of new, fresh trailers. But every once in a while, you do get a trailer that drops, and yesterday we were treated to a brand new, which is full-on trailer of Snyder's Justice League, and I gotta say, my friend, big reveal at the end. What do you think?
I think it looks better than the Joss Whedon version. For the longest time they were calling Justice League the Snyder Cut. Now it's called Zack Snyder's The Justice League. But, essentially it is a whole second movie's worth of movie. So it's going to be 4 hours long. But I'm looking forward to what he does with it, see what his original intention was before he had to step away from the project originally.
This would be like the Ben-Hur of VHS cassettes. It'd be like a triple cassette. It would one-up the Titanic, and it'd be an ultra big box.
Oh, yeah.
For Justice League. And at the end, we got a little preview of Lacey's favorite. Oh man, but that was the crap. That was the real good Joker laugh, though. But Gangsta Joker's back. Although he looked pretty good. He didn't have like any voice to him though. It was just like he just talked normal.
Yeah.
But he did have a cool look. I like that look of the Joker way better than his gangster Joker.
Now, the thing is, when we saw him, he was in the nightmare realm, the Batman's future look. So I don't know if he's only going to exist in that view of him or if we're going to see him in the quote-unquote real world.
Yeah, and just to kind of describe to the audience, if you didn't see it, definitely go check out the trailer. It looks good. I mean, I'm going to watch it. Yeah. It's still going to have that DC flavor to it, so I'm just not going to expect much more out of it, but, I don't know how many, I don't know if I could watch it in one setting. 4 hours is a lot to set aside for your day.
Yeah.
That's asking a lot. You might get like 2 hours, I find a breaking point, and go back to it later. That might have to be how I do that movie, because that's quite a bit.
I don't blame you.
But the Joker looks like he just got out of the meat department, and he let his long greasy hair down, and it's greasy, and it looks like he ate a damn red popsicle. Like that thing is caked around his mouth, and so, I don't know. I'm excited. It looks a lot better, and I expect Friday to chime in at any point, because I'm talking about her man Jared Leto. So, but nonetheless. But that was it for movie news that came out this weekend. Kind of a slow one. There's quite a bit of TV news that creeped out over the last couple days. Live-action Powerpuff Girls series was ordered by the CW, so it should be interesting.
I heard about that. Is it going to be sort of like that Riverdale vibe, where it's like a teeny soap opera-y? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, there's no pictures, but I'll read you a little synopsis of what I got here. It will center around the girls who are now delusionized 20-something-year-olds who resent they lost their childhood years to fighting crime. The series will answer the question of whether or not the former team reunites once more with their crime-fighting skills and if they are needed again. The series comes from the writers and producers Heather Rayner and Diablo Cody, which, under the executive producing banner of Vita Vera Films, Rayner worked on the Veronica Mars revival, iZombie, and Sleepy Hollow, while Cody is best known for writing Juno and working on Jennifer's Body and Young Adult. Greg Berlanti, David Madden, and Sarah Scheider will executive produce the show under Berlanti Productions banner. Erica Kinner and Warner Brothers will produce the show. Doesn't really give us a whole lot. It was a very vibrant, bright cartoon on Cartoon Network. Really big eyes, big heads, little bodies. I think there was even a monkey in a turban that like telepathically talked.
I think he was the main bad guy. I couldn't tell you what his name is, but
it was Mojo Jojo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So not sure if you guys are excited about that. Let us know down below in our on the Fenix fan page, or you can call us on the Fenix line. We could discuss these things. We could talk about them in entertainment news. You could let us know how you feel about this stuff. And then lastly, in entertainment news today, we'll end this one before we get to the birthdays. A show that I know Kristian is very fond of. In fact, you might hear during the commercial break, you might hear this guy say cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo over and over. It happens often. But Brooklyn Nine-Nine is coming to an end after the 8th season. It's the last ride. They put out, the way I see it, if this is our last ride, let us go out in a blaze of glory. So, obviously the show is now on Fox. It ran on NBC beforehand. Or wait, is it now? It was on Fox and now it's on NBC.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, flip-flop. Yep. I apologize. But NBC has announced the final season has a lot to contend to. Said they had a bunch of plans for season 8, but then the George Floyd death happened and Black Lives Matter movement happened, so they scrapped what they had and they redid the season. But they have no doubt that the ending will be, and it says this, so I'm not making it up, cool, 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 cool. So that's how it says it. But you know, I just started the show about a month ago, and I'm halfway through season 1. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
I think it's rather entertaining.
It's a great show from beginning to end. The switch over to networks really didn't affect the stride, but it is sad to see it ending. But 8 seasons is a nice long run.
It is a great run, and Andy Samberg, top notch, very funny, and look forward to catching up. And I'll have to binge it now that it's part of the Peacock service. I can watch all of them. It's all on there.
There you go.
Yeah. So, but we'll have more entertainment news tomorrow. Let's go on to the birthdays. It's my birthday. Weirdly enough, there is only one real birthday today, so I had to pull throughout the weekend.
Okay.
So here's your weekend sandwich of birthdays, just so you kind of have some. But the last one is truly the day. But celebrating birthdays over the weekend, Canadian voice actress who voiced dozens of memorable characters, including Timmy on The Fairly Odd Parents, Dill Pickles on The Rugrats, Ben Tennyson on Ben 10, Raven on Teen Titans, Twilight Sparkle on My Little Pony, and ironically, one of the Powderpuff Girls, Tara Strong, 47, one of our faves. We actually got to meet her for our Proton Pack.
Yeah.
Very nice. She almost did a thing. One snap and this mad titan changed it all, though he did time travel with the dead in a pool of sarcasm and language not meant for cable. This former Goonie is 52, Mr. Josh Brolin. Try to tie as what I could in there. And this was from Friday. I put this on there. I go, it's Friday, not Wednesday. Christina Ricci is 40. If you know, you know. That was so lame. The number 2 draft pick in 2012 played for the WFT football team and now backs up Lamar Jackson. At least I think he still does. He outlasted Luck when they're in 2012. Mr. Robert Griffin III is 30. Former 90s talk show host. He will be seen with Eddie Murphy in Coming to America. Arsenio Hall is 64, and he looks the same as he did in the 80s.
Yeah, he does.
Quarterback who was selected 26th overall in the 2016 draft by the Denver Broncos, who led us to the crapper. What a waste of a pick. Happy birthday, kid. Paxton Lynch is 26. And today, the real and only birthday, brilliant creator of some unknown TV shows. Maybe you've heard of them. The Simpsons, Futurama. He also was known for a long running comic strip Life in Hell, Matt Groening, is 66. That is your birthdays for February 15th and over the weekend, and hope you all had a good Valentine's Day. That's it.
Well, folks, that does do it for the entertainment news. When we come back, we've got Silly Rabbit. This bit is for kids. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after these messages.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Listen live at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix radio show. It is Monday, February 15th. Now, we are all over social media with many of you watching us as we speak on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. Now, if you want to get a hold of us on social, you can. I'm available at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. That's Kristian with a K, Fenix with an F, radio, of course, with an R, or on Instagram and Twitter at Fenix Media Radio. Tony is available at facebook.com/Tony.Sanfilippo. That's SANFILIPPO.94, or on Instagram at Tony.Sanfilippo81. Well, it is Monday, and as we do on Mondays, we like to explore the strange things that kids do with a little segment we call Silly Rabbit. This bit is for kids.
All right. Testing. Does it sound all right?
I think it does. I think it
All
does.
right. Sorry, we had a little sounded like a fan was blowing or something, so we had to log out and log on during the break.
The behind-the-scenes look at the Kristian Fenix radio show. So.
Yeah, little oofy there, but hopefully that sounds better.
So far, so good.
So Kristian, I gotta ask, you have two lovely boys, and obviously they're a little bit older now. They're still very young, but as they were younger, did you ever notice that if they had like imaginary friends, did they talk about somebody being there, but there really wasn't someone there? Because I'm not a parent, so I haven't had this, and I don't recall as a kid having an imaginary friend. But
so my boys never had imaginary friends, but it's funny that you bring this up because my older brother's birthday was just last week. We all got together, and the story came out about how his imaginary friend told him to wash my dad's car with a rock when he was a little kid. And so he had one for sure.
That's crazy. Yeah, I love hearing these stories because it's fascinating. I don't recall having one. Did you have one as a kid?
Nope, never had
Yeah,
one.
I didn't either. Like, I just had friends or I was to myself. So, that's that. So, sorry about that. A little ding action there. But where I was going with this is I decided to pull a list. There's just kids who've had imaginary friends. Is it made up? Are they seeing dead? Who knows? But here are some parent tweets. So here we go.
I wonder if Drop Dead Fred is any of them.
Yeah, we'll find out. Huh? That was such a good movie. I don't know if it holds up.
It does not.
Okay, it was
100%
good
does
as a
not
kid.
hold up. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because it has my hottie Phoebe Cates in it, so I always appreciated that. At Excited American on Twitter, same thing happened with my son. His imaginary friend's name was John. My brother John died 2 years ago before my son was born. I had pictures of John, and I said one time to my son, he would have loved you. And my kid said, oh, he does, and he misses you. I cried in the closet. So that's a fitting soundbite for this segment.
That's scary, yeah.
Yeah, oof, that'd be like, don't talk to John no more. James Breakwall, Exploding Unicorn, on Twitter said, I heard my 4-year-old arguing by herself. She doesn't have imaginary friends. She has imaginary enemies.
Interesting.
That's unique. I can't go outside because Red and Debbie are going to bully me. They're going to take my lunch money. Who's Red and Debbie? Well, they're out there.
You can't see them, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Jared Rosalio on Twitter, my almost 5-year-old was playing with his imaginary friend, and when I asked about it, he said, no, I'm the imaginary friend. Now I have my next book idea. So in a twist, the kid is his own imaginary friend.
That's like some Inception meets The Sixth Sense type thing right there. Yeah.
Isn't that weird if your kid said that to you? You're just like, huh? Okay.
Interesting.
Weird. Barlow Adams we had a conversation with his kid. Can I sleep with you? Me. Why? 9-year-old. I had a dream about the lullaby lady. Who? An old woman with no skin on her hands. Why do you call her that? Because she stands next to your bed and hums while you sleep. Sure, just let Daddy put the house up for sale real quick.
That's
and
terrifying.
it's even got a name. The Lullaby Lady. That's creepy. Such a good name for a haunted character, though.
I was going to say, I smell a new horror franchise coming.
Yeah, that kid, they better trademark that.
Right?
Wow, Lullaby Lady. That's pretty cool. It's creepy. Claire Force 1 on Twitter. My son at 4 years old had an imaginary friend called Sydney. Hello, Sydney. I recall this lovely conversation once. Mummy, please, could I have a blanket? Sydney is always cold. Of course. Why do you think he's cold? He's dead and never slept again. That's just crazy. Like, where, like, do kids really see this?
Right.
It's boggling. It's just boggling.
Did they sneak in while the parents were watching a horror movie one day and it just sort of stuck with them? Who knows, but still scary.
Wow. Action Cookbook on Twitter said, big morning here already. My son developed his first imaginary friend. And then we ran it over backing out of the garage. So, yep.
So,
because John ended up under the car. I'm guessing that the kid, if I'm taking it right, probably had a meltdown because Dad accidentally ran over the imaginary friend.
So
That's what I'm thinking, or he purposely did it.
The funny thing with that is, going back to my brother's imaginary friend, they were in the car one day getting ready to pull out, and Josh screams at the top of his lungs to stop. He didn't want my dad backing over his imaginary friend's Porsche that was parked right behind my dad's.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And now I bet if you asked Josh, he probably was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't explain it. Sorry. Oh, at Valerie Girl on Twitter. While tucking in my son, he casually told me he lived in a life a long time ago where his name was Gerald, and he had a brother, Cole, who was also his business partner, and they died together in a car crash. So please join me in not sleeping at all tonight. LOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and that would have been crazy and creepier if there were actually two people with those names that maybe she knew that was actually like that happened. So,
Right, or it was the previous owners who lived there or something along those lines.
Something, yeah, it's so weird. At Brian Hope Comedy on Twitter, kind of wish my 5-year-old told me before he invited all of his buddies to his imaginary friend's birthday party this weekend. So that's awesome. Hey, come over. Gerald's going to have a party. It's going to be cool. Who's Gerald? Don't worry about it. He's a cool dude. I promise.
That's brilliant as a kid. You can be like, my imaginary friend's birthday party. Bring gifts. Bring gifts because Gerald wants gifts. And Gerald likes Pokemon. He likes Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. All the same things I like, but they're for Gerald, so bring them.
It's weird, yeah. They're not for me. Oh, and by the way, we're going to have pizza. Mom, you're going to need to order the pizza, and we're going to have to get some soda. Can we have a sleepover while we're at it? Is that cool? All right. At Dina HRS Smith on Twitter, my daughter had an imaginary friend / enemy named Bubba, which isn't exactly a common name. One day, I was in the bathroom at Target with my daughter, by the way, when another little girl told her mom she couldn't come in until Bubba left.
Ooh.
So it was like a different kid that said that. Whoa.
They both saw Bubba. That's
Isn't
scary.
that crazy? All right. Well, I'm going to have to save this list for another time because there is a ton of them on here. But
for sure.
I do see that we're at the time limit. So the kids do say the darndest things, but I will put this one in the back pocket and dust it off another day.
I like it. Well, folks, that does it for Silly Rabbit. This bit is for kids. When we come back, we've got a segment called More Disney Facts. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool, and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Indeed. This is the Kristian Fenix radio show on a Monday, February 15th. Now we've reached the final segment of the first hour, but don't fret, there is still plenty ahead with our second hour, including our interactive portion of the show where we're asking what your morning routine is. Now, if you missed a portion of the show, you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix radio show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts, Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, about 20 in all. While you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review, let us know what you think, and tell your friends because sharing is caring. Now, speaking of which, last week we celebrated Pixar's 30th anniversary, talking about our favorite Pixar movies. And about a week, 2 weeks before that, we had done a version of this, talking about Disney facts that you may or may not have known, but we found so fascinating. I mean, it just crazy to think that with the huge history of Disney, that there were things that you didn't know otherwise. So wanted to run down those again with you guys. Hopefully spark a little interest, and some of these might make you think a little bit. So let's go ahead and kick off with the first one. This from Twitter user Fact Buffet. In fact, I think he compiled all of these together. Yes, he did. He said a deer poacher in the U.S. was sentenced to a year in jail and was ordered to watch Bambi once a month throughout his sentence. I love it when judges come up with creative solutions to problems. Obviously, he didn't legally hunt deer, but he was forced to watch Bambi once a month, which I don't know if that got him to change his mind, but at least it was a fitting punishment for what he was doing.
Right.
Oh, let's keep moving on. Let's use this one as our transition. It's a trap! Since Star Wars is part of the Disney universe now, this one, Mulan, was the first Disney princess to kill people on screen. I guess I didn't realize that no Disney princess had killed anybody before, but it's fitting that it was Mulan, considering, the war that she went into, and it wasn't even the live-action version, it was the cartoon version.
Yeah. Then she's also Mulan is the first Disney princess to be in Star Wars and Marvel. So, well, that.
Oh, the actress, the voice actress, yeah. Ming-Na Wen, yeah.
Yep. She's disappeared now and all. I saw like that on a post the other day. I was like, oh, that's neat.
That is interesting, yeah. It took me a second to put two and two together, but that makes sense.
What are you talking about, dude?
Right. No, let's keep moving on. We're talking about more Disney facts. It's a trap! Did you know that the original Mary Poppins was filmed entirely indoors? So even when they were outside, flying a kite, flying around, it was all in a soundstage. The streets that they filmed on were just basically facades and a back lot that was an indoor back lot.
I did not know that.
Yeah, see?
That's weird.
That's what we're here for. We're here to make you guys say, I did not know that, just like Tony did. Let's keep moving on. We're talking more Disney facts.
It's a trap!
It's not a trap, but, obviously Disney has rolled in the Marvel Universe. They've also rolled in the Star Wars universe. But did you know that Aunt May has gotten younger with each new Spider-Man series? Obviously, we had the original Aunt May from the Tobey Maguire series. I don't remember what her name was.
She was very old in that one.
She was. In the Andrew Garfield one, we had Sally Field, who, she was older.
When did you become the physical type?
Not as old as the original Aunt May. And then you have Marissa Tomei, who, she's probably the best looking of all the Aunt Mays.
Oh, right.
Yeah, double family guy there.
Oh, let's keep moving on. We're talking more Disney facts.
It's a trap!
This one's not a trap. Frozen was the first Disney animated feature film to be directed by a woman. And you think how recent Frozen was and how many Disney feature films there were beforehand. That's kind of mind-blowing that it's the first one to be directed by a woman. But good on Disney for, telling the story of a princess with somebody who could probably more accurately do that than even a guy could.
Yeah, definitely.
Roger, roger.
All right, we're talking more Disney facts. Let's keep moving on.
It's a trap!
Tony, do you know who the first Disney princess was to have a visible tattoo? Who was all tatted up?
No.
Pocahontas. She has the red, they're almost like spikes coming down, but again, with Disney's wholesome kind of ideology, you wouldn't think about tattoos, but obviously this pays tribute to, her Native American culture and has a visible tattoo on her.
Wow, I kind of forgot about that.
It's Britney, bitch.
Pocahontas is definitely not Britney. Let's keep moving on. We're talking more Disney facts.
It's a trap!
Did you know that Roz in Monsters, Inc. was actually voiced by a man? Mike Wazowski.
No, I did not know that was a man.
Yep. It doesn't say who the actor was, but...
his name was...
My name is Jeff.
Probably Jeff.
Yeah, probably Jeff.
Oh, let's keep moving on.
Wazowski.
You do it better than I do, for sure.
I should have done that when I was cutting voice promos for for a project that you and I got going on behind the scenes. I should have added that in my repertoire. I didn't do that voice.
That would have been a good one. Oh, well, if we need it, we'll use it. But let's keep moving on.
Maybe I'll record some lines with that and send it as bonus.
There you go. We're talking Disney facts.
It's a trap!
Did you know, Tony, that Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Jumanji, and Captain America, the First Avenger were all directed by the same director, Joe Johnston?
No.
Yeah?
That's crazy.
Yeah, you don't think of that. But...
That bug is fuzzy.
And you think about how long ago Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was and sort of the tone of that compared to like Captain America, the First Avenger, but all the same guy.
Wow. Oh, these are definitely... It's good trivia facts right there, too.
It is. These are something you can pull out just out of your ass the next time you're with a big group of people. And by the way, did you know? Let's keep rolling on. We're talking more Disney facts.
It's a trap!
Did you know that Who Framed Roger Rabbit was the first movie to ever show both Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny on screen together? Obviously, you've got...
That one I did know.
Yeah, Disney with Mickey Mouse, Warner Brothers with Bugs Bunny. It was a huge deal for them to get both those characters to be on screen. And as part of the negotiating to get them on, they had to have equal screen time for each of the each side's characters, which I thought was crazy. The fact that they were able to get those to work out in such a great movie, very interesting.
As a little kid, I didn't understand that. I was like, oh, okay, so Daffy Duck's playing a piano right next to Donald Duck. I go, that's weird. As a little kid, I didn't understand it. I was just like, whoa, I thought it was cool. I was like, oh man, they got Disney and they got Looney Tunes and
It was the first time that I understood how movie rights worked, because, you think about it now, and for, all of the Marvel movies, you often wondered, well, why couldn't they bring in the X-Men? Why couldn't they bring in Fantastic Four? Why couldn't they bring in Spider-Man? Because those were owned by different studios at the time. Obviously, aside from Spider-Man, they're all owned by Marvel again.
Yeah, well, it's weird. I know in Space Jam 2, from what I heard, they're going to do a lot of crossovers with other Warner Brother properties in that movie, so that should be interesting.
That should be.
But they own those properties. You might as well use them.
Yeah. Hopefully it's better than the original Space Jam. That movie does not hold up.
No, I'm sure it's going to be equally crappy, but I'm not saying I won't watch it.
All right, we're moving on. We're talking more Disney facts.
It's a trap!
Speaking of rights, in the original story, Pinocchio kills the cricket with a hammer shortly after meeting him. Obviously, that wasn't the Disney version, but Pinocchio is one of those, what do they call them? Common, it's like the birthday song. What are they called? Basically one of those characters that doesn't belong to anybody, so anybody has the right to make a film based on it. Which is why
we're getting so many Pinocchios and we talked about this with Godzilla and Kong. Like, they're just, no one owns them.
Exactly.
So anyone can take a stab at it.
Yeah, in fact, Guillermo del Toro is doing a version that we'll see soon.
Yeah, well, there was a preview of a live-action Pinocchio that I had to cover on Pop Culture Kaboom, and it looked frightening. Not the movie itself, just the way Pinocchio looked. It was very, just the look of him could give you nightmares.
It looked pretty bad, to be sure.
But the whole fact, I was trying to find my sheep scream button, but I don't see it. But I was going to play that. Like, how dark is that? Well, let conscience be your guide.
Smack.
Fatality.
And then finally, in more Disney facts.
It's a trap!
Tony, did you know that Woody has a last name?
Is it Woodpecker?
No. Woody from Toy Story, his last name is Pride. Woody Pride. Who would have thought?
Oh.
Well, folks, that
At
does
least
it.
He's not hard Woody.
There you go. Folks, that does it for the first hour. When we come back, we've got the interactive portion. What is your morning routine? Don't go anywhere. Enjoy our long break. Hit the bathroom, listen to the news, grab some tea, do what you need to do, and we'll see you guys back here in about 7 minutes.
7.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star, and Shelter Pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open, don't speak with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. To explore our complete lineup, head over to phoenixmedia.us or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So Mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting's hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Feature story news in London. I'm Chris Jones. New laws passed in Myanmar mean that anyone protesting against the military coup could face up to 20 years in prison if they obstruct the armed forces. Myanmar's military detained former leader Aung San Suu Kyi in early February, claiming her election was fraudulent. Since then, hundreds of thousands have protested for her release. Miss Suu Kyi is due to be tried this week via video link. The charges against her include possession of unlawful communication devices. The UK government's new hotel quarantine plans are now operational, with the first international arrivals from red-listed countries beginning their 10 days in isolation. The scheme aims to prevent new strains from being introduced to the UK from other nations. Laura Macon-Isherwood has more.
After touching down, the journey for arrivals from the 33 countries on the UK government's COVID red list continues. Met by officials and shuttled to one of 16 government-approved quarantine hotels to start a 10-day stay with an enforced testing regime. It's a package deal including transport, accommodation, the tests and food and drink at a cost of £1,750. Around 1,000 passengers a day are expected, these measures aiming to prevent new strains of COVID-19 being introduced into the UK. The Health Secretary Matt Hancock says the system is working well so far, but there's still some way to go before lockdown restrictions are eased. Laura Macon-Isherwood, London.
Rwanda has become the first East African country to launch its vaccination campaign against COVID-19. The Ministry of Health says it has received 1,000 doses of the Moderna vaccine from international partners. Isabel Nikiria reports.
Rwanda says it's starting its first phase of vaccination with high-risk groups including frontline health workers. The jabs will be given free of charge. The second phase of vaccination will be rolled out in the coming weeks when more doses arrive. Around 990 doses of AstraZeneca and about 1 million doses of the Pfizer vaccines will be received between now and March. Isabel Nakiria in Kampala.
The death toll in a flash flood in North India, which happened over a week ago, has risen to more than 50. Officials say there are still more than 150 people who are missing. Our correspondent Rebecca Bunden reports from Mumbai.
Rescue teams are still looking for people who are missing following the disaster in the mountainous area. Rescuers over the weekend pulled out several bodies from a tunnel at a power project in Chamoli in Uttarakhand, where they had been trying for a week to reach workers who were trapped following the flood. It is feared that the death toll is likely to rise further, although officials have said they remain hopeful that they'll find some survivors. A team of scientists are investigating the cause of the incident. Rebecca Bundin, Mumbai.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Welcome back, everybody, to the second hour of the Kristian Fenix radio show. It is Monday, February 15th. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. Still joined by my co-host, Tony Sanfilippo. Tony, you ready for the fastest hour of the day?
I sure am, man. Hour one was pretty quick, but hour two seems to always jet by, so let's roll.
Yeah, it does, especially on a President's Day where, things are a little off on a Monday anyway. Anytime you've got a holiday that is also a day that you have to work, but nobody else does. But, it's just the way it goes. We try to bring as much entertainment to you guys as possible.
Absolutely. You're going to be in anyways. You might as well just watch and listen and interact. Have fun.
Exactly. Speaking of interacting, this is the interactive portion of the show where we want to hear from you guys, the listeners and watchers, on our topic of the day, which is why we give it to you 24 hours in advance, so that way you can give us a call on the Fenix line at 855-FENIX-RADIO. Today's topic is your morning routine. What do you do to get yourself up, to get yourself going for the day? Is it fairly normal? Is it weird? Is it routine? Could it be different every day? Which doesn't make sense to me. Mine is almost like clockwork, but that's what we want to find out about, is your morning routine and some of the things that you do to get yourself going for the day. So, Tony, would you mind sharing what your normal morning routine is? Maybe not Fridays, but normal one.
Yeah, Friday's definitely a little different. Sleeping in is not something I get to do often. That's my Sunday routine. Sunday's my sleep-in day. That I definitely, but like my body wakes up right around the 8:30 mark anyways. Just not Friday, apparently. Just depends on how late I was the night before at Costco. But a typical morning kind of is a text between you and I about 8:30, making sure I'm up. It's a good morning text, just hey. And then from that point, I kind of just lay there and listen to whatever's playing on the radio for a little bit. Watch a quick sports thing on ESPN, and then get up, brush the teeth, slap on something for the show, make it look good, whether it's a hat when I have longer hair, or brush it if it's short. Brush the teeth, get my tea made. We log on about 8:50. Well, my time 8:50, 7:50 yours. We do a few tests, make sure the sound, the video, everything's going proper, and then we part ways till the show kicks off, and that's during the time I make my tea, get my Zip Fizz, and then come do the show. During the break of the show, go make a smoothie, tea, whatever. After the show, we BS for a little bit. I go to the gym. I say hi to the Sherwood Forest, and then I go out. And then I go out to the gym, work out, and I go to work. It's typical. That's a typical day for me. Almost like I stretch that a bit, because I have so far no one's chimed in, so just stretch.
Well, that's good. Yeah, we are talking morning routines.
Wake up!
For me, I can't roll out of bed, 20 minutes before we start the show. Unfortunately, it's just not the way I'm hardwired. There are some things that I have to do. So, the show starts at 8. I get up at 6 o'clock. First thing I do is I visit the Sherwood Forest because, it's just the way that my stomach is hardwired, for lack of a better term. And from there, I will go through, I'll get rid of any emails that are either junk or don't apply, and then save the ones that I have to address later. After that, I will do yoga for about an hour. I'll stretch. I have what's called fibromyalgia, and so normally I wake up in quite a bit of pain and stiffness, and so I have to do yoga for that 45 minutes to an hour just to get things moving, get the body going. And then I'll head on down. I'll make some breakfast, some orange juice. I'll make some bacon, eggs, and spinach. From there, load up the computer, get everything ready, connect with Tony at 7:30 my time, 8:30 his, and then really kind of do last-minute prep on the show before, we connect via Zoom at usually about 7:50, 7:55, and at that point, hopefully the caffeine is kicking in, the food is kicking in, and I'm ready to go for when we start the show here at 8:05 here on the Pacific Standard Time. But, that's my morning routine. That's how I get going. And for some people, that is normal. For other people, it is way out of the realm of what they do. A lot of people just want to roll over, get up, and do what, head on into work or grab a quick bite to eat on the way. But no, I need about 2 hours of prep before I'm really good to go in the morning. So
absolutely.
We want to hear about your morning routine. What do you do? Is it normal? Is it weird? Let us know. Go ahead and head over to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. Click into the live video there and comment there with your morning routine. Folks, when we come back, it is all about you. Let us know. We'll talk to you guys soon. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
I had no idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
The most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m. and I told you the exact path it would take. You would of course prepare. You would talk with your loved ones and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait, communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at fenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at fenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix radio show. It is Monday, February 15th. We are smack dab in the middle of the interactive portion of the show where we want to hear from you guys, the listeners and watchers, on our topic of the day. Now, if you do want to chime in, head over to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. Click into the live video there, comment with your story or comment or whatever it may be on today's topic, which is your morning routine. We talked about Tony's before the break. We talked about mine, which starts a couple hours even earlier than that. And one thing that Tony forgot to share is that to wake himself up, he normally has a rock block cranked up to 11 to get him going in the morning.
I wish it was a rock block. It's just a Sony speaker. The old one. And you know what's cool is it's an old ass iPod that's just connected to it, and it's just on this whatever playlist that I had back. It's literally my entire music collection on there. I hear some good bands. Like the other day, I was woken up to like by Stereo Mud, From Zero, a lot of stuff I haven't listened to in God knows how long. I'm like, I remember this song. This is good stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I have Alexa, and I'll set alarm with hers, but hers isn't very loud. And,
okay.
And that one's I could cheat. All I have to do is say, all right, Alexa, snooze, and it just snoozes. So I don't really have to do much other than talk. With the other one, I actually have to get up and hit the damn button.
I always thought it was funny that somebody created an alarm clock that had like all-terrain tires on it, and when the alarm went off, it would start taking off and roaming around the room and off the counter, and you would have to get your ass out of bed in order to stop it from going, which is brilliant because you can't just reach over and hit the snooze. You can't do what you do, with Alexa and say, Alexa, snooze, because none of that can happen with that one. So smart way to go.
And it's an annoying trait I have too. I've been that way since I was probably a teenager. I don't think that's changed. The ex-wife used to hate that crap. I know when I stay with you, poor Jessie, man, it's set in the morning. She's just like, dude, can you tell Tony to kill that damn alarm? Wow.
Well, and even when we were roommates, got Metallica right when you were waking up every morning, cranked up to 11, and it's a good way to make sure you're up. That's for sure.
It is good, but there is the downside of that is if it's a good song, you don't get up. You rock it. Sometimes it incorporates your dreams. Sometimes, like, I've heard songs and I'm having a dream and it incorporates it. All of a sudden I go, holy crap, that was my alarm. And so sometimes I'll put a mixture of some stuff that I don't listen to. So that way if it's annoying, it'll prompt me to get up faster.
Well,
there's a weird text tone, and it's just like, okay, hey, and it just says something stupid like that. Super fun time, yay, okay, and it just repeats. It's super annoying. So I'm like, oh god.
That's a good one to use. I use the one of the ones that's preloaded onto the iPhone that sounds like a nuclear meltdown. It's that alarm that it has to be annoying because if it's soft and pleasant and
it can't be pleasant. Yeah.
It's not waking you up.
I set mine to the X-Men theme song today on the iPhone, and it was too low. I didn't hear it.
That's a good thing. You probably had a backup because I know you you were up earlier
Friday,
than normal.
Friday I did not set one. There was set one alarm. It had one job to do, and it did not do its job.
That's all right. Folks, we are talking your morning routine. What do you do to get yourself going in the morning?
Wake up!
Tony, has anybody chimed in on your end as far as what their morning routine is?
Yeah, got a couple of our usual super fans, so thank you guys for tuning in and participating, especially on days where you don't get a whole lot of interaction, but that's why we have lists and things. But Lacey, basically her morning consists of getting up, making coffee. Her and her husband, they work from home, so she works a little. She gets up, feeds my nephew Anders, gets him to play a little bit. Then she gets him to take a nap. Then she goes back to work, and that's a typical morning for the Yendras. Because usually in the other room, her and Mike work for the same company. They do different jobs for it. And Mike will go in the other room. He's got his office where he'll set up the Phoenix Media or the Kristian Fenix radio show, and he'll be listening and watching and doing his stuff while he's doing theirs. So, and then on top of that, school's not back in session for Bella, so they have to make sure she's set up as well. So there's quite a bit that goes on in the Yendra household in the morning. It's while the dream of being at home is great, there is a lot of moving components in that household.
Oh, definitely, especially when you have kids.
Yeah.
A lot you have to do before you can start taking care of yourself.
Yeah, you got to get them set up, and then Jamie Anna, basically, trying to open hers on the Snap, but there's a video, and I don't want to open the video because I don't know what that would say. But let me see if I can just go to the chat thing. There we go. Okay. See, I've used Snapchat a lot. I should know how to navigate through that without opening something. Basically, she drives to work, washes his face, brushes teeth, gets ready
while driving to work.
Well, I don't think she does that while driving.
Oh, okay, all right.
That'd be kind of tough. I think they have where she works in the morning. They have like a bathroom stuff because she shares an apartment with two other girls, and I think sometimes there's a lot if you're sharing one bathroom, and so I think she goes over to the school, gets prepped, and all that stuff. She basically drinks the smoothie, and then that's basically her morning. It's a wash your face, brush your teeth, get ready, change clothes, etc.
All right.
You basically Sue stuff. So
pretty routine.
Yeah, it's a routine. I like that. It's a routine.
Well, folks, we are talking morning routines, what you do when you wake up to get ready for your day.
Wake up!
Feel free to chime in on our Facebook page.
Put on 40 pounds of makeup.
On the
Why'd you leave the kids up on the table?
I don't.
You wanted to.
Your surge impression is slightly off, but
no, this is the little kid version of System of a Down.
I like it. But
BYOB.
Folks, feel free to chime in on our live video. In the meantime, we're going to run down some habits you should avoid first thing in the morning. Of course, many of these are things that we do actually do. For instance, the first one, hitting the snooze button. Sounds familiar, Tone, huh?
Oh, I love the snooze button. Me and snooze, we go back. We go back to the 90s.
Well, more than half of Americans say they hit the snooze button daily, so you know that if you do it too, you're in good company. Also, it's really not your fault. Growing research suggests that work days and school days start too early, causing millions of kids and adults to lose out on the hours of sleep their brains and bodies need. So trying to sneak in a few last-minute Z's might seem like your only recourse, but alas, it doesn't work. It's so tempting to keep hitting snooze, said Nikit Sonpal, a New York City-based internist and faculty member at the Touro College of Medicine, but it's not beneficial. That's because the extra minutes you eke out at that point aren't actually restorative, even if they feel good at the time. Plus, you could be disrupting the longer periods of REM sleep that tend to happen early in the morning and frequent interruptions to the natural sleep cycle that have been linked to a range of both mental effects, the cognitive issues and depression, as well as physical ones like metabolic problems. So when you're hitting snooze, you're not going back into a deep sleep. It's sort of just a surface level snooze that doesn't do anything for you, even though it feels good at the time.
It feels good, though.
It does.
Like, I like it. I like doing it, but I know it's not good for you because I do get the good deep sleep for a while, but then I don't want to wake up. Because I've tried it, not yesterday, but I think it was Super Bowl Sunday. I tried no alarms, and I got to sleep till like 10:30, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. On the weekend, my body isn't one to just naturally wake up. If I let it go without alarms on the weekend, I will sleep in till 9:30, 10:30.
Yeah.
It's the
when
way
I
it
was
goes.
a kid, man, I used to sleep till like noon, 1 o'clock. I think the guys I work with on the night crew, some of them literally come rolling in. So we start at 2 o'clock, and I mean, I start 1:30, they start 2, but they some of them roll out of bed. Like,
wow.
I'm just like, what the hell, man? I've been up since like 8:30 in the morning, and these dudes, but they remind me of like my the high school version of me, man. I used to come out here in Fort Collins for the summers, and it'd be up all night playing video games till like 3 or 4 in the morning. Man, sleep till like 1 or 2 p.m. and then do it again.
Oh, yeah. I
don't live that lifestyle anymore. I mean, I have the late nights every night. Don't get me wrong.
That's hard to sustain, but it's the way it goes for some people.
My body's used to going to bed about 1 or 2. So.
Right. Now, one of the things, because it is so hard for me to get up, when the alarm goes off, I'll actually count myself out of sleep. So I'll count from 10 to 5, just laying there, eyes open. And then when I get to 5, I'll pull the covers off so I'm uncomfortable. And so from 5 to 1, and then once I hit that 0, legs are coming out of bed. I'm just getting ready to get going. But it's something I have to do to get going, because otherwise I will just continue to sleep.
Do you leave a space heater on, like when you go to bed at night?
Nope.
Does it get cold? So I've been doing that just because it's been negative weather here, and then I forget to set the timer, and then I wake up and it's too damn hot, and I'm like, ugh. Because when it's too hot, then it's really hard to get comfortable. But if you get that nice balance of cold and staying warm, but man, it's been cold, so I'm like, I'm turning that on. I don't care.
That's the funny thing. So during the day, I like it warmer. I like to be warm and comfortable. I've got a heater here in the studio. But at night, I actually like it cooler. That way I can pull up the blankets and be snuggled up and nice and warm under the covers, and which is nice for sleeping. It's terrible for getting out of bed because you don't want to get out at all.
Heck no.
Yeah. So we've got the heater that kicks on in the morning, and that helps a little bit. But regardless, it's tough to get up, and that's why a morning routine is a routine.
That's what you gotta do. Like, I wish I could just pop out of bed and be like, yeah, let's knock this day down. Let's get going. It's never that way. I'm just like,
blows my mind that some people can do that.
No, and I get pissed like when I fall asleep on the couch, and I'm like, no, there's so much I wanted to do this evening, and I fell asleep, and now I really just gotta get ready to go to bed. I did that last night, but I woke up at 11 p.m., so I was like, oh, thank God, I still got time.
Ooh, and then you did taxes, which is always fun. But
yeah, I couldn't get far. Yeah, what an exciting Valentine's Day, huh?
Right.
Tacos and taxes. Hey, but got to talk to my dad last night about Thor Ragnarok, and for a guy that's not geeky nerdy, him getting excited about Thor, like, he loved it. He was just like, it was like a watch along with him during that. It was very cool. He's like, oh yeah. He goes, what's that character's name? And so I got to like, oh, this is this person. It was really cool, man.
Nice. Well, folks, that does it for
Wake up!
your morning routine.
Wake up!
When we come back,
30 pounds of makeup!
we've got a segment called, well, that was random. So don't go anywhere.
That was random.
We'll see you guys in a few minutes.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Listen live at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix radio show. It is Monday, February 15th. Now, we talk about it a couple times each show. It is the Fenix Line, our 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys the opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever, including the interactive portion of the show where we want to hear from you guys, which is why we give you the topic 24 hours in advance. Now, tomorrow's topic is feel old music. Not feel good music, feel old music. What are you hearing on classic rock? What are you hearing on the oldies station that were maybe songs that you listened to as a kid growing up, and all of a sudden you realize it's on classic rock or oldies, and you know, it's making you feel old nonetheless. That's what we want to hear about. Give us a call at 855-FENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDO or 855-336-4973 for the alphanumerically impaired. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Now, in this segment that I've titled, well, that was random, we've got our very own King of Random, Tony, who, he likes to just make random sounds, drop random sound bites. And I figured, this might be a good opportunity where people have made random observations on the internet, share them with you guys, hopefully make you laugh a little bit because, they are quite random. So let's go ahead and kick things off with that was random.
Isn't that weird? Yes.
Speaking of weird, you've got Tumblr user Glamorous Indie Rock and Roll says, balloons are so weird. Happy birthday. Here's a plastic sack of my breath. And it's true.
You just want a sack of my breath, just breathe it in. It smells like rainbow unicorns and bubblegum farts. See, there's the random crap.
Exactly. Even worse are the Mylar balloons that are filled with helium. Because if you let one of those go and they go up to the ceiling where you can't reach them, they will stay there for months. They don't just lose their air like any other random balloon would, like a latex balloon. They're there. They're there for a while.
Oh, they sit there. In fact, the air sits in that for a while. I have some from my birthday, which was in May of last year. I think I have a Darth Vader and a Spider-Man still in the closet, and it's still full of air.
That's crazy.
It's weird.
Well, it goes to show that that Mylar is not degrading whatsoever. So
No,
you don't want to
it's
let
sad
that go
in
out.
there. No.
All right, let's keep moving on with, well, that was random.
Isn't that weird?
Tumblr user Sagittarius. See what they did.
Sagittarius. He's a hairy bean.
Says, I hate public bathrooms for all the obvious reasons, but also because one time somebody in the next stall silently reached under and untied my shoe.
It was Bubba. That's why that little girl was afraid to get out of it. It was Bubba.
Let me untie your shoe there, little girl.
Hey, little sexy, I know you're taking a big dump. Let me untie your shoe for you. Oh! Just gonna have to put the rabbit back through that hole.
That would be creepy. Have you ever had anybody reach under for any reason while you were in a public bathroom stall, Tone?
No, I had a guy like try to talk to me, like, and he was making weird noises, like he was just trying to have a normal conversation, and I'm just like, nope, I'm not gonna respond.
Did he ask who number 2 works for?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he did not. No, I've never had anyone ask for toilet paper. I've seen like somebody's foot like creep over to my stall, like while they're sitting on the pot. But yeah, I've never had. Like I said, I just had a mumbler guy. He kept trying to talk, and I didn't acknowledge.
Good. Don't engage. It's weird.
Nope. No, especially while you're visiting that old Sherwood Forest and you're letting out a big Sherbowski, you definitely don't be chatting about it.
Nope, not at all. Let's keep moving on. Well, that was random.
Isn't that weird?
Tumblr user Jenna Guillame says, pre-nap me. Gosh, I'm just a little bit sleepy. I could use me a lil nap. Post-nap me. Why? Why do I exist in the world? How do I know what is real? What is truth? I'm so thirsty. I don't know about you, Tony. I don't know if you're a napper. Well, you can nap anywhere, but when I try to officially nap, and we were talking morning routines in the last segment, it can only be a 20 to 30 minute nap, because anything longer than that, I wake up not knowing where I am, what's going on.
I hate
strange.
taking naps in a way. Like, I like them, but I hate them. It's a double-edged sword. They feel great because you're tired and you're like, I gotta do it. But then sometimes I feel way worse. Like when I was on the morning shifts and taking naps, I felt drunk or out of it all the time. I was always tired. That's why I'm not a big fan of those shifts anymore. I like it because you have the whole afternoon to do whatever you want, but it comes at a cost, you know?
It does. And I remember one time...
You are right. I can nap anywhere.
Yeah.
I am the king of just finding a spot and sleeping.
I remember one time in high school, I took a nap in the afternoon, woke up at 7 o'clock in the evening, came downstairs thinking it was 7 o'clock in the morning, wondering why my parents were fully dressed, making dinner. It just 2 and 2 didn't come together, but that's what naps will do to you.
Yeah, they get you, man.
All right, let's keep moving on. Well, that was random.
Isn't that weird?
Tumblr, I have no gender, only rage, says, me before showering, I don't want to shower. Me once in the shower, I live here now. It's true, you know, before you get in, it's cold, you don't want to get in, you got to wait for it to heat up, but once you get in there, it's so nice and warm, you don't want to turn that back off.
Dude, not going to lie to you, 35-minute hot shower yesterday. Didn't give a crap. No F's were given, dude.
Hey, sometimes you got to do that.
Why not? Dude, it was cold. Like yesterday, like it was negative. I think it was negative 13.
Oof.
And I was just like, you know what? This house is cold. Everything's cold. I jumped. Dude, didn't care.
Yeah. That's
I just sat there and embraced it. It's not like I just let it roll, man.
Yeah, that's the point that you just wait for the hot water to run out. As soon as it starts getting lukewarm, it's like, okay, I guess it's time now.
Yeah, dude, what's cool is this townhome, the hot water doesn't go out. The hot water's insanely good here.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, when you turn on the hot water, it's like scorching hot. So like you gotta be careful. You gotta find that balance. So you get to start nice and low, and then when that starts to give, man, you just give it a little cranker. You're refreshed, man. You're ready to roll.
That sounds nice. That sounds nice.
It's a thumbs up here, that's for sure on that.
Oh yeah. Well, let's move on. We're talking, well, that was random.
Isn't that weird?
This from Tumblr user Fart Gallery. Great.
Fart gallery! It's where we like to fart every day.
Brilliant idea for a game show. Game show where a toddler has to choose between a check for $1 million or a small basket filled with $8.14 worth of dollar store toys. And in the corner of the TV, you can see their parents who are locked in a soundproof room watching from a screen and screaming the whole time. Does the little kid pick the check for $1 million or the kitschy toys that are bound to break right away?
This needs to become a thing. I'm surprised Fox hasn't done this. Like, they've got the crazy Masked Singer and the Masked Dancer, and those, like, in my mind, I'm like, that is a stupid idea, but it's proved to be extremely popular.
Yeah.
Like, it has an audience.
They have that new one where it's guess that voice, where you have to guess if they can actually sing before they sing. It's terrible, but low production costs.
Good for you. Really?
Yeah, and people
Who
watch
is
it.
that? I'm thinking that it's the Roger guy from Star Wars.
Roger.
Oh, I knew it the whole time. That's fantastic. I thought that was his voice.
And yes, he can sing. Wait, no,
Yes,
he
and-
can't. Maybe he
No,
can't.
No, he can't. Oh, he just got gonged off there. He's done. He got eliminated. I need a new favorite here.
I'm sorry,
Maybe
Dr.
Jeff
Ken.
can sing. Yeah. I know, and yeah, Ken Jeong he's like in all of these things.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Hey, good for him. He found his niche.
He's like a TV hoe. He don't care. Something comes across that guy's desk. Yep, doing it. Yep, doing it.
Oh, let's keep moving on with, well, that was random.
Isn't that weird? Yes.
We're talking just random thoughts out there on the internet. For instance, Tumblr user Megatravin says, November is like the Thursday of the year. I don't know why this makes so much sense, but it does. It is. It's like the Thursday. You're so close to it being Friday, but it's not quite there yet.
No, it's just within a realm.
And of course, being February, and today's February 15th, we're still on that Monday side of things. So, yeah.
You know what sucks for me is I get 2 Mondays. It's like today's a real Monday, and typically for most workers, today's the day. Well, it's President's Day. So I guess I get to enjoy what they enjoy. Like tomorrow's my real Monday, and then I have that long stretch.
It's a good way to do it, to have an actual weekend day as the weekend, and then a weekday as part of your weekend. So that way, if you need to go to the bank, if you need to go to the post office, they're actually open.
Yeah, except today.
Right, because it's President's Day. But speaking of which, folks, that does it for, well, that was random. When we come back, we've got
random
this day in history, so do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. Explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Well, folks, we did it. We made it to the final segment of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show on a Monday, February 15th. Now, if you missed a portion of the show, you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, Doozer, Dozer, Geezer, Gozer.
Are you a god?
Thanks, Macho Man. Save
the
the
Macho
song.
Man saves us again. Coming off the top rope. Catch me on my new show on NBC, Young Rocker. I'm coming back from the dead. Yeah.
While you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review. Let us know what you think and tell your friends. Because why, Tony?
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Which is why we bring you, at the end of each show, This Day in History. Drop a little knowledge. Hopefully make you laugh at the same time. It is time for This Day in History.
Crossing the globe for the stories that turn the world on its head. It's This Day in History with your correspondent on the beat,
Kristian Fenix.
All right. This day in 399 BC, philosopher Socrates is sentenced to death by the city of Athens for corrupting the minds of the youth of the city and for impiety. It is a great thing that Bill and Ted swooped in, got him before he was actually murdered.
Excellent!
I would like to talk to you about being a philosopher in my wicked ass beard here. When they made the sculpture of me, it makes it look like I'm smelling a fart in the room.
It does a
Do
little
you
bit.
smell a fart? I smell a fart. How about you? Oh, if only you guys could see what Kristian and I see on this. I just add that random ass humor to it. Poor Chris doesn't know what's coming out of my mouth when it happens.
Which is why we did the last segment. Well, isn't that random?
Oh, dude, I hope you cover this next one.
Oh, might as well. I assume it's this day in 1676.
Oh, yeah, I see a little, hello, me, it's Megadeth.
Isaac Newton writes to Robert Hooke, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." Don't know what he means by that because it doesn't expand on it, but both scientists, both well known for what they do. And
I thought Hook had a knife in his hand, but it's a feather. And he looks like a creepy Tim Burton version of Marty Friedman of Megadeth. And then Newton looks like a cartoonish version mixture of Mustaine and Ellefson all in one. That's why I was hoping you would mention it. It screams Megadeth.
just having fun. Yeah.
Now with a feather.
Little-
I thought it was a knife.
A little metal when it comes to gravity. All right.
Hello, Hook. It's Newton, me. You better tell me about standing on the shoulders of giants.
Let's move on. This day in 1830, beginning of the famous debate between French naturalists Georges Cuvier and Etienne Geoffroy Saint-Hilaire on animal structure. Did they sit there and go, that's the tail? No, that's the tail.
No, the real tale of it is your hair is bushier than my hair, and check out this butt chin. It's kind of like a Peter Griffin chin there. It's a little buttsky. Actually, no, it's like the butt scratcher guy from
Butt
Family Guy.
scratcher!
Butt scratcher! That's what Cuvier looks like there. Looks like a wimpy butt scratcher.
Well, let's keep moving on. This day in 1922, we wouldn't be doing this without this guy. Yes, despite his name, Guglielmo Marconi begins regular broadcasting transmissions from Essex, England. And, it's what we do. It's led to where we're at. But awesome first name. I'm naming my next child Guglielmo.
Come on, everybody. My name is Guglielmo Meyer, and I was named after macaroni in 1922.
That's what I say. I know it says Marconi, but in my brain, my instant, quick, it says macaroni.
It is.
That's what it looks like to me.
That's his name now. Guglielmo.
Google Elmo Macaroni Edition.
Exactly. Let's keep moving on. This day in 1927, the silent film It is released in the U.S. starring Clara Bow. Ooh, I don't know if that's...
Pennywise back then, huh?
Yeah.
She looked like she got down with some Pennywise back in the day.
Yeah, she did.
Like, she was a fiery redhead, it looks like. Clara Bow.
That must be where, in the most recent It films where, they have those black and white footage and pictures of him. That's probably where they got it from. Yeah, that original silent film. Yeah, my guess is that it has nothing to do with Pennywise, considering Stephen King hadn't even been born yet. Let's keep moving on. This day in 1932, as a member of gold medal winning U.S. four-man bobsled team in Lake Placid, Eddie Egan, boxing gold champion in Antwerp 1920, becomes the only Olympian to win gold medals at both the Summer and Winter Games in different sports.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Good for Eddie Egan. He looks like a hybrid of Eddie Munster and Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
It's a
I can see that a little
mashup.
bit.
This is the Egan mash. They did the mash. The Eddie Egan mash. Walter M. Bobsledder was the name.
Okay. Let's keep rolling on. Here's something I had no idea happened. This day in 1933, President-elect Franklin D. Roosevelt survives an assassination attempt, but Chicago Mayor Antoine Cermak is mortally wounded. He would die on March 29th.
Fatality.
Yeah, had no idea if there was an assassination attempt on Franklin Roosevelt. Obviously, he was president-elect at the time, but still, who would have thunk?
No, if they would have just thrown the shoe, that probably would have worked. Because honestly, man, who throws a shoe?
that was a little more George H.W. Bush, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's keep moving on. This day in 1936, I had to read this twice when I saw it. Adolf Hitler announces construction of the Volkswagen Beetle, also known as the People's Car. I had no idea he had anything to do with it, but it's no surprise that thing was a death trap.
They will have a car, and they will play Slugbug! Every time it drives by, somebody will hit you and say, Slugbug! No slugbacks! Yay!
That was...
Wait. Slugbug! Let me tell you! I'm screaming. I apologize. I'm screaming into the camera and the microphone. Probably not good for the listeners. I was trying to show you my Hitler stash if I could hide it.
If only that was the only thing he was known for. Unfortunately, things went
the only
very
way
downhill
I can see
from
Hitler in a positive light is Taika Waititi's version.
Yeah, and that you have to know the context of it to put those two words together. So let's keep rolling on. This day in 1941, Duke Ellington first records "Take the A Train." Again, Duke Ellington, just a rock star of his time.
Yeah, let's take the A train, 'cause if you miss it, the B train is full of crackheads. Yeah.
Let's move on. This day in 1950, Walt Disney's animated film Cinderella premieres in Boston. Hey, we were just talking Disney facts, and so it is the anniversary of the first appearance of Cinderella.
Cinderella, Cinderella, always new Cinderella. Gus.
Let's move on. This day in 1965, apparently this website thinks that we need to know everything about the Beatles because on this day, John Lennon passes his driving test. Okay.
That's an event of interest right there. Today, I'm gonna go get my driver's license. It's gonna be good.
Doesn't make any sense. All right, let's keep moving on. This day in 1978, escaped mass murderer Ted Bundy is recaptured in Pensacola, Florida.
Fatality.
Ooh, that's scary that he escaped.
Bundy, Florida man beginnings.
They go hand in hand, that's for sure.
They do. You know, right now, if Friday was listening to the show, she would chime in. They're having weather technical difficulties in Nebraska.
Oh no!
So I'm not getting my typical Friday updates, but this would be one of interest for her.
Not only that, but this day in 1992, Jeffrey Dahmer is found sane and guilty of killing 15 boys.
Fatality.
And eating them.
He was a sicko, yeah. Ooh.
Something definitely wrong with him. Also this day in 1992, the 100th episode of Cops airs on Fox. That'd be a strange time.
Bad boys.
Oh, this day in 1996, NFL coaching maestro, as they put it, Bill Belichick, is fired by Cleveland, finishing his Browns coaching career with a record of 36-44. God, and then he faded into obscurity, never to coach again.
Yeah, he became such a horrible coach, you know? Like, I heard that he just sucks so bad.
Yeah, it's
terrible.
I wonder whatever happened to him. I guess the world will never know.
Wonder.
And then finally, this day in 2011, U.S. President Barack Obama awards writer and activist Maya Angelou the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And of all people, she does definitely had deserved that back then.
Like Maya Angelou.
We can always pull it back to an Austin Powers reference, can't we?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Well, folks, as we like to do to round out the show, let's drop some of today's holidays on you before we leave. This is where we talk about the things that we, well, celebrate. So, for instance, today is Annoy Squidward Day.
Hey, Squidward!
My guess is Nickelodeon option to have that as a national.
They just threw a damn day. They're like, throw a dart at the board. What kind of day is today?
Right.
Okay, Annoy Squidward Day. That'll get over.
Maybe they threw a gumdrop at the board because today is National Gumdrop Day.
Oh, goody.
Here's one that I want to know more about. It is Saint Skeletor's Day.
Hey, He-Man!
When did they anoint him a saint? That is crazy.
I became good.
It is National Hippo Day. It is National I Want Butterscotch Day. It is Singles Awareness Day, Tony. Of course, it is President's Day.
I'm quite aware of that.
It is Susan B. Anthony Day. Remember the main day. It is Shrove Monday. Have no idea what that means, but folks.
Shrove the Grove.
That does it for today's show. We will be back tomorrow on a Tuesday with Animal Tales. In the meantime, enjoy your President's Day Monday.